territory here. John Kubu Tavanga, big favorite here for the Simbas as they get a chance here, looking to sweep their way towards the try line. And try time it is. The Simbas draw first blood.
Too easy for the Simbas. It's the second time that Ivan Claude Otema has missed a tackle in the corner. And even after missing that tackle, his teammates were not in position to make that try-saving tackle. And man, it's so easy, especially knowing that the changes had been made. Ivan Claude Otema returning to the national team since 2021. His second attempt to make a tackle wasn't successful. There it is, Claude Otema beaten for pace on the outside. Aaron Ofoiros trying to come and make that cross-covering tackle, does not make it. Kenya have shown time and time again that they will score fast against Uganda. It took about 20 minutes and the floodgates, not yet floodgates, but maybe the crevice has just opened.
Have they learned their lesson?
They've given away an advantage for not rolling away. Pius Ogena trapped in there. He made the effort, but the supporting players trapped him at that breakdown. And now George Nyambua will have a free play for the Kenya Simbas.
Looking to gain territory inches away from that try line. Uganda will now have to put their defensive acumen to full use. Send the ball in motion. Kubu looked for support. It was slow in coming, but ultimately the break is complete. And Barry Robson Young with try number 2 of the game, and Uganda Cranes are coming apart.
A little bit too easy, too soft for Barry Young. Johnny Kubu held that ball in his hands, waited for a runner off his shoulder. In comes the little man in number 10, and he just dances around the squad. Look at that quick ball out. Johnny Kubu holds the defense, combines 3 players in that one move, and Barry Young had an overlap to use. Adrian Casito not able to touch him, and Barry Young just jogs it under the uprights for the second try of the game. Uganda not able to fold on defense on the outside. That stop-go motion by Johnny Kubu attracts 3 players, and that is what opened the gap for Barry Young. Kenya double their score at halftime to come into this tournament with lots of faith, hope, and belief.
And here comes Aaron Ofoiroth looking for the quick tap and chance, and Aaron Ofoiroth, double black, will go into that signature salute celebration. Puts the first points on the board here for Uganda. It was that moment that they were looking for, that quick slip up. And the sharpshooter makes his mark on the game.
That is the moment that Uganda needed. That is the moment they so badly needed before halftime. And who else take it but Aaron Ofoiroth, a halfback, a playmaker in the Uganda 7 squad, brings that awareness of the rugby laws to 15s. Does the quick tap. Everyone on that Kenya line of defense is offside. They cannot touch him lest it's a yellow card and penalty try. They let him go, dive in the corner. Uganda respond, and this is a response that they needed. Philip Okorach has 30 seconds to make that kick.
Well, no one will need to remind him here of how urgently he has to go for that. It's now down to 26, and he's already into that stance. Philip Okorach makes the kick.
That's beautiful.
It is good. 7 points on the board. Ladies and gentlemen, game on.
It's game on. The fans are on their feet. They finally remembered that they can sing and cheer on their team. There's Zen Kashna, kicking consultant, giving a nod of approval to Philip Okorach. But look at that quick restart from Aaron Ofoiroth after a quick penalty. Everyone else is offside. They are retreating, but Aaron Ofoiroth is too quick and he dives in the corner.
And instantly on his knees with his signature celebration there. On knees, salute to the heavens. A celebration he adopted since the passing on of his father. Always one that he definitely celebrates. There you go, Philip Okorach, making sure that
the 2 changes rather, at the front row came in at the wrong time. I must say Uganda were under pressure. Blair Ayebazibwe swept in that scrum, and from then on it was advantage Kenya. They plugged away, won the ball in the scrum. That turnover play kept Uganda on the back foot, and they forced the situation with the try. Should be Andy Kolo Molo with the score. We'll take another look at it. It's the captain, George Nyambua.
Just forcing the issue, battling his way, and ultimately guaranteeing that the ball gets across the dotted line. The skipper manages to get the job done, Jojo Tieno Nyambua. 20 seconds or less now on the clock. But the score, a double against Uganda. That's 20-10. And interesting, it's Kubu who will take the kick this time. Not hurried.
He had 5 seconds left to go. And makes no mistake with the conversion, 22 points to 10, the score. That front row change. Blair Ayabazibwe on the loose head succumbed to the pressure. You could see the surge in momentum as Uganda
Kenyan organizing that line out pretty well and breezing through. That is butter, hot knife through butter. Brilliant stuff here. Just waltzing his way through. Griffin Cho has been threatening, has been probing, and now puts a dagger in the Ugandan hopes.
Easy peasy lemon squeezy for the Kenya Simbas, and Griffin Shaw is turning the Mandela National Stadium Nambole into his own dance floor. The line out was thrown long and deep past the 15-meter line. It committed all the forwards in there. Pius Ogena is up. Edward Emiemu bites on the number 9 and the gap opened because the forwards were in that line out.
Both Alex Aturinda and Timothy Kisiga available. Conrad Wanyama, their teammate at the Black Pirates, picking it up. This is good play. Wycliffe Santos Senteza, renewed energy. A man who's clearly fueled here by passion. And gets it on. Liam Walker sends it in. Nice dazzle. Leaves his man on the ground. Skips one, skips two. It's good play. This is Joseph Redo. Always serves his best for the second half. And he's in full flight. Conrad Wanyama. Ian Munyani. Out onto the wing. The speedster. Adrian Casito. Kick and chase. This could be something intent. Looks to get onto the ball. Can they get it and ground it? Byron Okatayo grounds it. And the stadium explodes in sheer ecstasy. The decibels have gone up a high level. The roof blown away. The rugby cranes are right back in it.
And who else but the captain Byron Oketayot? It was a team try straight from the onset. Philip Okorach busts his lungs, stays on his knees. The rest of the team stays playing. You don't need your best player to stand up. The whole team needs to stand up. Swinging it through the hands, the forwards, the backs. That chip and chase from Adrian Casito. The chase was on Byron Oketayot. Right place, right time. Grounds it before touch. Uganda have come from the depths and they are now fighting for a place in the semi-final.
Dear Africa, are you not entertained? Adrian Casito, the speedster. The worry was that it's Casito chasing, so there was always a possibility that he could get there. Scrambles to his feet, but the captain was alert, watching, grounds that. And there's no time to celebrate. The urgency in here. It's battle mode right now for the Rugby Cranes.
What a contribution from Ian Munyani, though. We know his combination with Adrian Casito. They've been teammates at Cobs for years, teammates at Uganda Sevens. His face is not going to be changing his mind.
Clock taking a stoppage there as the referee signaled. For the moment, a couple of players on the ground here will need a bit of medical attention. 2 minutes, you could say, or thereabouts. The Rugby Cranes will need something short, nothing short of a miracle here if they're to pull this one off.
Uganda need to score
twice.
A try and then a penalty. A try converted brings Uganda to just 1 point. But they'll need to do that quickly so that they can give that one last hurrah in the last play of this game. But Kenya have a scrum, and you know what the scrum can do? Eat about 30 seconds off the clock.
In the Kenyans are not really in a rush here.
15 minutes, 15 seconds on the clock. Uganda putting up a contest at the breakdown, but the advantage goes against them for side entry at the breakdown. And we now hear the hooter. Nothing Uganda will do will be successful for them. Even if they score, they will not progress, but that won't be needed. John Kubu matches with the ball into touch, but it's been passed straight into touch, meaning the ball is not dead. we shall have a restart. However, Kenya had the penalty. Now it's going to be an easy tap and kick into touch, and they will progress into the semi-finals, the Kenya Simbas.
The acknowledgement there already seen as Uganda. Dead man walking right now, irrespective of what they choose to do. And ball kicked out. It's the Simbas that will progress. Uganda falling short at the very first hurdle. They attempted to mount a comeback, but the damage was already done. And became a case of too little, too late. It will be now playing for the places for the hosts. Once again, the first half becoming the undoing here of the Rugby Cranes. They'll be quite desolate knowing that it could have been a very big opportunity for them to actually go ahead and make a chance for themselves to cross over to the semi-finals. But in the end, once again, it's the neighbors, Kenya, that will stake their claim for a semi-final berth.
I think it's not the first half. I think it's those 5 minutes with Blair Evaziwe on the playing field. Came on, scrum, turnover, try. Came on, stayed on, another try off the line out. And from then on, Uganda were always on the back foot. They had a fighting chance. Santos Senteza comes on, tries to save the situation for Uganda, but ultimately it wasn't enough. And it's tears for the home team. They will be playing for fifth. The visitors, the Kenya Simbas, stand tall again against the Uganda Rugby Cranes. They will be marching on into the semi-final, where they will face the defending champion Zimbabwe. And in the other semi-final, Algeria against Namibia.
So just as it was in Rugby Africa 2024, it's the Simbas that march on to the semi-finals. At that point, they dropped it off and finished in fourth. For Uganda, it will be a battle once again to at least maintain their stance and finish in fifth place. Full time right here in the Rugby Africa Cup 2025 at the Mandela National Stadium in the Pearl of Africa, Uganda. It's the Rugby Cranes 24, Kenya Simbas 32.